My name is Joey. I've been thinking a lot about basically how important it is for me personally to have some kind of vision for my life. And I think that necessitates time for really reflecting on what it is I want, what I want for the world and myself. And of course, those things, they have to be connected in some way. The way that I'm thinking about how it is I want to live my life must coincide with the way that I am living my life, and of course sharing my life with other people. I think when we fail to act in congruence with our vision, or fail to really articulate any vision at all, it can be so very difficult as idealists to navigate in a world which seems to be so put together and propagated forth by the facts, the data, the empirical. And that's my dog whining because I'm not taking her out, which I'll be doing shortly. But you know, hear what I'm saying. When we think about the cognitive functions, for instance, we understand that we're leading with an introverted feeling process, and that we must, in some sense, befriend, how it is we would like ourselves to be, the world ethically, the way we live our lives ethically. We have a very, you could say, serious way of looking at ourselves. We're very self-focused, and in some sense, if we fail to take a very real look at ourselves and then reflect the way that we think we should live our lives and the way that we are actually practicing and acting in the world, and then we are just dreamers without any mode for inspiring the world and acting in the world. And I think it has less to do with really acting in the world when we are adequately sort of adjusting to our vision, as much as it has to do with inspiration of others. And I think we have to, in some sense, inspire ourselves to really be in a place where we can inspire other people. And I think, ultimately that's what I'm called to do. I don't think it's really a choice. I think we all have to respond to kind of these sort of patterns in our lives. Otherwise, we might get locked into someone else's patterns. We might live a life that someone else truly might want for us, rather than adequately reflecting, appealing to, for instance, our conscience and the importance of our higher sort of cognitive functions as human beings. And we drop into this place of just base level existence, and we're reacting to life. We're not emotionally involved. And when I say emotionally involved, that needs to be an enriching, enlivening, life-giving experience where you are giving life to others through your very presence, right? And being open to others so that you can adequately discern and judge, ultimately, what's going on inside of their lives. And I think this is the pinnacle of the human experience, when we can have the self-awareness, the capacity to reflect on what we need to go out into the world and to offer ourselves to the world. Give ourselves to the world, sacrifice ourselves in the world. And that's a very difficult thing to do if you're lost on your own. You don't have a sort of a compass guiding you internally, I think. So with that all being said, I sort of went on a tangent, and that's my intuition for you, but really what I wanted to just highlight in this video was the importance of vision for, I think, the intuitive feeling temperament. I think it's important for everyone, but it's specifically important for the intuitive feeling preference, because the whole way that we navigate the world is based on these abstractions and our value responses that we have. If we ignore those, we do it to our own fault, and we will, unfortunately, I think, become quite nihilistic and bitter. And also, another thought that entered my mind when I was upstairs, I was thinking to myself, what's so interesting? How it is we are all different. And I've talked about this. I think this is an FI phenomena where we're sensitive to the idiosyncrasies of others, right? And we have this opportunity, because of our deep empathy, to enter into other people's lives, to see, what makes them tick. In some sense, we know others' emotional needs before we even know our own, which is fascinating. And perhaps there's a reason for that. I wonder. But what I was thinking about was how you want to bridge that gap from the individual, the subjective process of Joey, to the subjective process of Tim, Bob, Willie, maybe even Sarah. Could be a girl. I don't know. But the truth is that we are very different, but we don't share our differences. We share our similarities. And I think if we have the perspective taking, if we're growing on our own, we're able to basically have the necessary will to consult with our conscience and our vision and the things I've been talking about in this video, we can step out of ourselves and then understand that we are all the same, fundamentally the same, even in our differences. We're not tolerating each other's differences. We're seeing the best in each other. We're seeing the worst in each other because we are all very much part of the same thing. And this is very interesting because you break it down cognitively. You think about, we all in some sense have feeling functions, even if they're not dominant. We all in some sense have sensation functions, even if they're not dominant. We all have the capacity to operate in the world in a way where we can understand and appreciate the perspectives in the world. But I think the necessary condition is always self-reflection and the ability to be aware enough of what's going on here to basically befriend everything else in the world. So that was a lot of information, but I thought it was a very energizing topic. So if you can relate, let me know with a comment. Subscribe if you'd like to. And yeah, I hope to see you soon. Got a new semester coming up, so I cannot guarantee I'll be uploading a lot, but wish me luck. I'm going to put on my conscientiousness hat and do my best to just focus on what needs to get done. And hopefully that will free me up to be more emotionally available throughout the day, I hope. All right, take care. Bye.